Well, welcome to Clemson University. This is the home of the Clemson Tigers. I'm Larry Shyatt. Very pleased to be with you today and hope that we can give you just a few drills or a few techniques to help your defense, to help your block out, to help all of the things that can make you a better team, and maybe, just maybe, this will be your year. We will continue to make sure a priority in our program is that our players know, first and foremost, transition defense, stopping easies early, building a wall, and making sure we are in position and quickly on the defensive end. The second thing we'll talk about is once we have set our transition defense, we've not given up an easy early, we're going to make sure we constantly make sure our players know our defensive principles, meaning the string principle, which we will show in just a moment, and also where we play in terms of philosophy. We're an overhelp team, 5 players playing the ball. We would prefer, if we can't put tremendous pressure on the ball at certain areas, we want to make sure that we always are in position to help one another off the dribble or the pass, and make sure that nobody ever feels like they can either get easy access to the paint by virtue of a dribble drive or a feed. We've been able to stop the ball. We did not give up an easy early. We know our philosophy and our principles, and now it comes down to 2 components. The 4 people playing defense without the man with the ball, and the 1 man guarding the ball. We have to know how to guard the ball. We have to know how to close out to guard the ball. But most important, 80% of your defense are the people without the basketball. Alertness, passion to play, passion to help, teamwork, and the we concept. And we always have to know the enemy is going to get a shot. The enemy may make some shots on our terms, but the important thing we will never forget, we won't allow ourselves at practice to forget, not even but 1 possession or 1 drill, is that when a shot attempt is made, everybody instinctively go hit their offensive player, make contact, initiate contact, and block out. Then, last but not least, go get the ball. Do not just go get the ball and ignore a block out, because now virtually, if you're undermanned, if you're undersized, if you have lack of athleticism, you negate it by the block out, by the contact, by the body position, and the intellect. That's what I think is the most essential ingredient, because second shots have a higher percentage, and second shots are what can beat all of us. What we will do before we show our drills is to make sure we give you a sense of what is building a wall, and how fast and how prepared do we have to be. Again, doing your work early means getting early position, sprinting and checking the rim first, and making sure our point guard, who is always responsible to be back first, does not yield the basket until the next closest big man has got to the rim and made sure no easy can be gotten by the enemy. Once that happens, how quickly we get to the ball, how quickly we find our position and our string will probably result in not giving up that easy early. So the first thing we'll do is check our position. A typical setup here would be a couple of guards, a high post, and a couple of forwards. The ball is on this side, so our defense is already ball side. And the white line represents where our furthest defender, he would be straddling the white line. Everybody else has checked their string, and a shot attempt goes up. We block out first, and then we go get the ball.
Jump to the ball.
Stop. A wall is set on the strong side. The 1 pass we want to encourage, and the pass we want to continually encourage, is the skip pass across the court, because the skip pass across the court means we overhelped, we gave nothing in the paint off the dribble or the catch, and we forced the beach ball pass because of our high hands on the ball. And now, well, the ball is in the air, our feet are in the air, and we're doing our work early. And again, the pass that we would want to encourage would be, again, the skip pass, the pass over the top. This time we'll add a little bit more speed. We'll pass the ball ahead. And the sooner we find our string and get our hand on the string and we close the ball off, the sooner the defense can try to beat us on the dribble, try to get it inside, but the results If it's good Clemson defense, skip it, and by the time the ball is received, we're back on the white line and you'll have to skip it again. Again, defensive hand on the string, the offense is ready to convert, and again, we're going to get into transition defense off of a miss or a make, and it's got to be done with a passion.
Shot, shot, shot! TT, right here, right here.
I got this one.
Okay, I got two.
Ball. Got white line.
All right, stop. Now we will tell our players, if we have played good position defense, relentless sprinting back to the paint, we've taken away easies and they've had to skip the ball, and we've stopped any scoring for 6 or 7 seconds, we're now in half-court defense. That is our bread and butter, and you know what? We have done an excellent job. Now to drill this, we use a variety of drills. The first drill we'll show will be our transition defensive drill. When we go to the segment with drills now, what I want to make sure we first discuss is our teething methodology. We are a whole part whole type of philosophy here, where we like to provide drills that show the team, everybody on the floor, whether it's offensively or defensively, so they get the whole picture first. Then we like to break down whether they're 3-on-3, 2-on-2, sometimes 1-on-1, and make our parts run together. And then again, of course, at a later time during each practice, put the whole scheme in concert and go back to a whole. So that's called in teaching whole part whole. A lot of players used to part whole methodology. We like to show the whole picture first. I will toss the ball to either our 3-man, our 4-man, or our 5-man, and for a moment the defense will be held at a disadvantage because that player has to touch the line. Again, testing, getting your work done early, sprinting, having a passion to give up no easies early, and let's see how fast we can build that wall.
Help, help!
I got this ball. I got ball. I got screen. Ball. I got white line. I got help. Box.
And that is the kind of block out we'd like to see. And you know what? If the ball hits the ground, if the ball goes in, or if the ball is rebounded, we want to make sure the offense can't make a play on it because we initiate the contact. Our next transition drill we try to utilize every day, a little different concept. An overload concept, we're going to put the opposing center half court, give them a decided advantage. Point guard on center happens to most of us in fast breaks. First man back, point guard. You've got to take the easy away. There's a mismatch. Communication is very important. We'll start the drill a little different. We'll start the drill 5 against 4. Let's get the layup that we can get on offense. Defense, scramble, hustle. Now, the second the ball goes in the hole, the offensive team is going to run as quickly as they can. If they can make a direct pass easy, they will. But if not, this is defensive conversion at its best. We've got a mismatch. We've got to communicate. The sooner the better. Keep the ball out of the paint. Load to the ball. Build that wall. And let's get into our half-court defense. Okay, ready?
Close that. Shot! Ball.
Make or miss. We've got to load to the ball. We've got to close out with high hands, low hips. We've got to make sure they skip the ball. Stop. If nobody has scored and nobody's thought about getting the ball to the paint, we've played as positive a defensive transition, and again, now we're going to be excited to play our half-court defense. The next drill we're going to use is both a combination defensive drill, defensive transition drill, but most importantly, a block out, defensive rebounding, and offensive rebounding drill. It's probably the finest drill I have ever seen coast to coast in terms of essentially learning instincts in terms of blocking out. It's very difficult to hit a moving target and learn to communicate, and it's very difficult when you make it a contest and a competition to get that ball secured while making sure you block out. The first thing we'll look at is probably what made us so successful the one season that we were undersized at Wyoming, was the ability to overlook the ball first and make certain our opponent didn't go get the ball. And then next, collar the ball. What we'll do first is look at circle the wagons, a drill that Dutch Collins from Ohio really incepted in the 80s, and make sure we find out what would be the best way to attack Circle the Wagons from a transition defense perspective. The defense will circle as quickly as they can, hollering out names as they would in the game or pointing to their players. The only thing they can't do in this drill is maintain their string. They have no string because we've told them to circle. The offensive players cannot move until the ball's shot. Once the ball is shot, it's a live drill. Offense, as relentless as they can, going to attack and get a hand on the ball or a rebound. The defense, on the other hand, must initiate contact, block out, and begin their break. In this drill, we were trying to work on transition defense. Thus, if the defense gets it, they're flying the ball up the floor. The offense quickly to transition D. Next, we'll show you different things you can add. All right, circle. Circle.
Ready? We go call the name. Jamie. Jeff. I got Brooke. I got Jamie. I got Jamie. I got Jamie. Ball.
Who's got ball? Who's got ball?
I got ball.
Okay, stop. Let's take a look at Circle the Wagons again. Ready? Circle.
Jamie.
Jamie.
I got Jamie.
Take ball, slow. Take ball, slow. I got white line. I got white line. Close out.
Essentially, we will change criteria again to change the emphasis. If the offensive team gets an offensive rebound, you might want to think about using this as your clock play. They get a rebound, they have 8 seconds to execute. Let's see how quickly we can get the ball to the important player on our team and get a good shot. If the offensive team can gain possession, give them a full clock if you want to work on your continuity offense.